This video is a reflective talk drawing from coursework I've completed at City College of San Francisco, alongside related academic work completed through SFSU. I'm offering this as learning in progress, not as expertise or final conclusions, but as a way of connecting course material, theory, and developing questions. In the Filipino family at City College of San Francisco, the course emphasized understanding family not simply as structure, but as a system of relational ethics shaped by history, migration, gender roles, and colonial legacy. One of the key insights for me was recognizing the limits of Western analytical tools when applied to Filipino kinship. In my coursework, I ultimately chose not to complete a traditional genogram because the framework itself could not ethically hold the relational ecosystems I was being asked to represent. Filipino relational values such as kapwa, hiya, pakikiramdam, and utang na loob are contextual and moral rather than diagrammatic. Flattening them into charts risks misrepresenting what they are meant to preserve: dignity, privacy, and shared responsibility. This course reinforced that Filipino families, especially in diaspora, carry layered pressures created by colonial history, transnational labor, gendered expectations, and economic precarity. Understanding family in this context requires care, restraint, and boundary awareness, not extraction. In administration of criminal procedure at City College of San Francisco, the focus shifted from kinship to how legal systems actually operate, including policing, courts, records, and procedural decision-making. Rather than treating the justice system as a set of ideals, the course examined how procedure distributes power in practice, who gets processed, who gets protection, and how discretion functions at each stage. My coursework emphasized that harm often occurs not only through overt enforcement, but through administrative silence, missing records, delayed responses, discretionary non-action, and uneven transparency. These procedural gaps shape outcomes as much as explicit decisions do. A key theme was that justice systems are not neutral machines. They are human systems that reflect funding priorities, institutional incentives, and social hierarchies, even when they claim objectivity. Alongside CCSF coursework, I completed related academic work in criminal justice through SFSU, which focused more explicitly on systemic inequality, policing, and immigration enforcement. That work examined how communities most harmed by policing are often the same communities most dependent on it, not because of trust, but because other public systems have failed. This produces a cycle of reliance and harm that cannot be solved through enforcement alone. It also highlighted how inequality operates through uneven engagement, over-policing in some areas, neglect in others, and through administrative opacity that makes people harder to locate, trace, or advocate for. What became clear across these courses is how deeply family presence or absence shapes institutional outcomes. In Filipino family, we examined how kinship networks act as buffers, how advocacy, shared responsibility, and relational standing protect individuals under stress. In criminal procedure, we saw how those without advocates are more easily processed, delayed, or overlooked. Across both domains, dignity often depends not only on formal rights, but on whether someone is accompanied, witnessed, or relationally held. This intersection raises questions I'm still working through. How do institutions respond to people who appear isolated? How does family presence alter procedural behavior? And what happens when cultural ethics of silence and dignity collide with adversarial legal systems? I don't see these reflections as conclusions. They are markers of where my thinking is right now, shaped directly by coursework, scholarship, and ongoing development. Both classes challenged me to slow down, to respect uncertainty, and to recognize that care, whether in families or institutions, cannot be reduced to procedure alone. And I expect this understanding to continue evolving as I move forward in my studies. Thank you.